What's up? What's up? What's up, my good people? This is Charles. I am Brandon Madison of Nexxlegacy Radio, and I'm here with my guest, and he doesn't know it, but I'm gonna break it down and tell this man. I've been following this guy's career for a long time, because I'm a West Coast guy area, and this man has had influence in my life, working with a lot of different artists and being around, and contributing to so much, and not just West Coast music, but the hip hop culture itself. And if y'all tapping into this man for the very first time, y'all late. But that's okay. We're gonna make sure that we tell this man's resume and make it do what it do, because I just feel like we gotta celebrate this man. So I have Chris DJ Glove Taylor in the building. Nexxlegacy. What's up with it?
What's up? How you doing? I am Brandon, Mr. Charles.
Man,
How you doing,
man,
sir?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you for the tap in, and it's just like I said, we gotta celebrate your contributions to the game. So I'm gonna keep it solid, being a fan of what you have accomplished and who you rock with alongside in terms of greats. Should be celebrated as such. So I just wanna give you your flowers, man. While you here, while we discussing and trying to infuse life into this culture that we call hip hop. So thank you for what you do, bro.
Oh, you're welcome, man, and thank you for the flowers. I would take those, man. I love flowers. I'm a gardener. I like to grow things. So I take
Dope.
them flowers, man. I'm with it. I love that. I love that how they started saying "give you your flowers." That became a thing during my lifetime. Like it wasn't there when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean. And now you hear everybody, even you hear NFL, and a lot of our culture transcends borders and becomes things like part of like this NFL. You know, you hear that kind of talk there. We
Hmm.
created that talk.
Right, right.
You
But
know,
you know
so
what?
it's just
As
great
much
to
as
see
we
that.
created it, we don't do enough of it. So it's time we start doing it on, like, not just levels of exposure, but also just, let me pour into you like you pour into me, and appreciate the work you put in. So I'm gonna take you back with just some of the stuff you did back in the day, not just working with Ice T, being a part of that breaking historic moment that I feel like, as a hip hop guy myself, I feel like that changed my life in so many different ways. So when you
Man, I
when you
love that.
started doing the things you was doing back then, aligning yourself with Ice T, putting yourself out there, being a part of this experience, did you know it was gonna transcend and become what it was?
I tell you what, when we got to the point where we started making the movie Breaking, the one thing
Hmm.
we told the producers was if we put our movie out before Beach Street, it'll blow up. We gotta beat them out. We gotta get this out before Beach Street. That's all we knew. So I'm gonna say I didn't personally. So you got to remember the movie Breaking. Whenever they make a movie, it's after the movement happened. You know what I'm saying?
No
So
doubt, no
it's
doubt.
like a retelling. So Breaking came from Breaking and Entering, a documentary I was in '83. And so the early '83, January, February, we shoot this thing. You know, I'm 20 years old. I already got cameras in my face now all the time. So we
Hmm.
shoot this documentary. It's just us being ourselves and giving a little bit of instructional stuff. Me, Egyptian lover. We shooting in different locations and then dancing and whatnot. The movie Breaking came from that. That was our lifestyle. And so we kind of felt like our lifestyle, to answer the question briefly, yes, we knew that shit was gonna pop. And if we got it out before them,
Right,
it was gonna pop. Now the song and
right.
all that, we just made what we felt was dope. We didn't know that those were gonna pop. I didn't know it was gonna be 4 million copies, plaques and shit,
Yeah.
like right away. The first within 90 days, I'm getting massive checks and shit. This is like wow. That I didn't
So
predict.
yeah, but I also look at the culture, because we grew up in this, man. Like, it was, to me, I always thought B Street, I always thought Breaking was literally a centerpiece to, like you mentioned, what was going on before the movie took place and before it got out there to mainstream. But we took it to heart. It was near and dear. I remember the days of getting the biggest cardboard I can to go lay that thing down and go hang out with the homies and just battle it out and have fun. And I think a lot of that came from even celebrating breaking, celebrating Beat Street. It was one where it just mattered, man. It made me feel like we made it, even though I wasn't a part of it. So that's why I
We
kind of
made
gravitated because
something
I
and they
would
made a
always
movie
see you.
about it. Yep.
Yeah, and I would see you in credits, and I'm like, okay, let me, and this was a young guy, so before social media, all that stuff or whatever. So let me try to capture what the people, not just in the front line, but behind the scenes, really kind of like do. So, I
Yeah,
kind
we
of peeped some
yeah.
documentaries. I saw you, and we'll talk about that for in a minute. But I saw how you handled what you was handling behind the scenes, and I was very impressed, man. But I want to ask you about Ice T though before we start talking about anything else in the 80s and 90s. But because I always saw T as one of those evolutionary dudes where, I feel like even his craft and acting took a lot of practice to come what it became or whatnot. So what was insights dealing with him, working with him, stuff like that?
Ice T is a generational talent. He like a renaissance man, this dude. It was so funny in the beginning, wherever the cameras was, he was gonna be doing that shit. Like Ice was a vocal MC, not even really a rapper. He would control the crowd. You gotta move your car, you gonna get told a hip, a hop, a hip through the hip, whatever, into a bar, like some dope
Right,
shit.
right.
He would tell the guys the drinks are such and such, blah 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 blah. Then he'd go into a rhyme. Then he would do that rhyme for Cold Wind Madness. That's how we met on stage the night that I DJ. The first night, this dude come on stage and start talking. So as he starts talking, I start making the music instrumental so he can make his announcement. Then he starts going on beat, and I'm like, oh, he's. So I start breaking it down, stopping the music. He look over, I'm scratching back, and I'm looking at him going chicka 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 bang, and we start doing together. It's a
Right.
bit now. We got a bit, and we rocking right. And so, later on we met and shit. But that's how I met him. We met on stage it during a show. Like
So
that's how
that
we met.
experience came as a just a random hit where y'all linked up, got together. But I mean, even looking back, man, I mean, and I know it's kind of like one of those things you could have an out of body experience because to me, I think people don't understand in real time how important that was to the culture. Can you talk a little bit about just why, not just your contribution, but others as well, was like really, really, really valid in a world where it was chaotic. I mean, yeah, think about it, 70s and 80s, what I'm saying? You had all kinds of wild shit going on. It was just different, but we had that as an outlet. Can you explain that to the people who don't know?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, the whole thing with LA, there's a lot of talk about hip hop and how who started what, and there's NWA who didn't come out till the late 89, 88. They didn't start
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And then there's Uncle Jam's Army, who people always want to put as a hip hop kind of movement. But the thing is, Uncle Jam's Army was a teen party movement. We couldn't play rap at those shows. So there was no rap, nothing until later, up until the Fresh Fest that one year, they started giving concerts with
Mm-hmm.
rappers. Like you see Run DMC or like LL Cool J. A few people came to town, they started doing that. It wasn't
That
hip
was
hop.
the
But
that was like early to mid 80s, right? 83,
that
84,
was
something like that.
Run DMC even have a record out in '83. They had
Yeah, yeah,
Hard Times was out in '83, bro. It's
yeah, yeah.
'83. It's '85 or '86. This is after Breaking these things.
There you go.
So
There you go.
85, 86 ish, 85 mostly. That's when Beat Street came out,
Hmm.
85. So in 85, I think the Fresh Fest was in 85 or 86, that shit in Long Beach where they killed the people and had the riot. And they
Hmm.
stopped rap concerts until last year.
Hmm.
It was an edict.
Yep.
So the culture itself, that was what that was. We wasn't having those fights. So it was Uncle Jam's Army was teen parties with no rap, right? Watch this. So I go, they had a teen club called, I was with Uncle Jam's Army affiliated because I DJ'd at a club called the Playpen. Roger had a
Hmm.
club, teen club, the Playpen. I'm DJing. Me and Egyptian Lover DJ'd there. I would DJ at the Playpen and then leave and go to radio. When I would leave the playpen, it was like a sex den. They up there on the fast. You play Planet Rock at plus fucking at 45 if you want to. They hump it.
Yeah.
It was called the Freak. So you leave there midnight. I'm going to radio. It's dudes with graffiti. They're spray painting on the walls. It's dudes breakdancing on cardboard in the parking lot and inside the club. It's teenagers, 13, 14, 15, b-boyed up. The real hip hop was happening. We created what's called the Pico Union movement.
Wow.
That's where hip hop was. In 1983 and 82, got flyers with my name on them for club radio, where they were doing that. That's why you didn't see no documentary about Uncle Jam's Army in 1983. You saw a documentary about us and the radio crew and the movement of hip hop itself.
Right.
And that's the culture push.
What do you feel? I mean, in that section, because we're gonna break your situation down in different ones, but with that section, with that accomplishment, and just being a part of something that evolutionized not just our culture of music, but just in general, like what are you most proud of, man, with what you accomplished to start it off?
You know what? I think my biggest accomplishment was when I told the guys, the producers of Breakin, that I made music and I was the West Coast Africa Bambaataa, because my girlfriend, she was a Jewish girl. She was back there. She looked like part of the crew. Okay, so
Yeah.
this 1984. Okay, so we ain't so much on this side of the camera at all, like at all. It's all you know what I'm saying, like different complexion type. And so her being Jewish, she used to ease her ass over there. This girl helped start Comedy Central Comedy Central Network later on in life. She's one of the person who helped start that. So
wow.
She heard them talking about they was gonna get Africa Bambaataa. She told me, I didn't even know she knew that name. She said, "You tell them you're the West Coast Africa Bambaataa." So I went over there off of her eavesdropping and said, "Hey man, I just want to let y'all know, we did this Breaking and Entering, and I'm the West Coast Africa Bambaataa. I've done beats for this and that." She said, "Oh, it's perfect. Can you do the music for the trailer? We'll give you $20,000. I said, "How long is the piece?" 90 seconds. "Yes, I can do that." It was yes
for 20
off top.
Absolutely.
Off top, right? This is 1984. April, very early, maybe even February, right? Watch this. "Oh, we love that piece you did. Can you do 2 more? Same price each?" "Yes." Bing, bing. So I did all the music for the whole campaign, the commercials, the trailers, the shit in the theaters. And back then, you get royalties for anytime they play your shit in the movie theater.
Yeah.
It's like 25 cents. It's not like a nickel that they get on the radio. Movie theater royalties is way different. So they was running that shit in the ground, bro. It opened in like 3,000 theaters or some shit.
Wow.
Or the equivalent of that. So when I convinced them to let me do that music with no resume, just my tongue, that was, to me, my greatest achievement. I put myself into the music industry just like that. And got a check.
And got a check. No turning back. Just everything has accelerated in terms of, the things that you've done. So, I mean, we mentioned NWA, but, crossing the lines between them.
Before we go up there, I wanted to mention, remember that was for the commercials, right? So now they come to me and say, "Hey, can you do music for the 2 dancing scenes that we got?" Sure. So I put the music in for the break dancing scenes, all in the movie, right? So at the last minute, now the movie's done, all this done, soundtrack done. They call me up. I'm just in there fucking around the studio. "Hey man, we need one of those talking songs. We realized we did the whole soundtrack and we don't have a rap talker." That's what they used to call it, rap talker.
All right.
I said, "Okay." So I had 8 hours to deliver this song. So I took one of my beats, flipped it, did some scratching, called up Ice, paid him a nice amount of money to come and rap. He came, shot through, brought all love and light. It would be the same amount for today. If he came hit me up, it'd be 30 racks or something like that. It was equivalent to something
Yeah.
like that. You know,
Yeah.
20 racks, let's say. So anyway,
Damn.
that's not how much I gave him. It was something like 1,500, 2,000, but he only worked for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
He got
Mm-hmm.
1,500 a week being in the movie. So I topped off everything. I said, I'll give you this. He said, hell yeah. Boo, because he
Let's
doesn't
go.
rap. And then, so the quick funny story is the fact that they wanted this song. So they was trying, you know how they tried to send the white dudes to the studio to critique
Yeah,
and tell
yeah,
you what to do, right? So my boy, I had an engineer,
yeah.
Dave Stores, who I let get major production credits because he helped me enormously. He taught me a lot. So Dave Stores also was a keyboard player and a programmer too, same as me. And so
Mm-hmm.
uh, we wrote Reckless together. I did the drums, he did the bass, and I played the organ, and he did all the other shit and all them sounds. We did that shit. It was us. So uh, they come to the studio to come in. So Ice goes, tell them they can't come in. So we got our own white guy. Dave is white. So we got the white guy telling the white guys shit, right? Remember, it's
Right, right.
84. So 84 is still like 69, like literally. So we go, we want some chicken. I said, tell them
All
to bring us
right.
some chicken. So it's, I don't know, midnight at this point. So we say, we'll be done at 6 in the morning and we want some chicken. Bring us some
Mm-hmm.
chicken. And I go, tell them to bring some strawberry sodas. So chicken and strawberry sodas. You can, come and do your shit, critique or whatever the fuck. But we knew that our studio time
Yeah.
was going to be over at that time and we wasn't renting no more time. So they could just be, they could listen to nothing. So
Right, right.
they show up at 6 in the morning. They got the chicken. So Dave goes, they got chicken. So Ice goes, get the chicken. He reached out the door, grabbed the chicken. Said, they bring the sodas? Get the sodas. They grab the sodas. Tell them to beat it.
Damn, god
Them
damn.
motherfuckers left, bro. We turned that shit in when we was finished. Ice-T is a motherfucking G. That's my dude. He's a wonderful dude. That guy can talk. He can talk. He became this great actor off of the Kobe Bryant effect. He just kept working. How you gonna
Yeah,
not? He got over 250 independent movies, bro, where he could practice. You get better. I believe he's a cop. I don't give a shit. All them dudes act the same to me. They're all good. He's right
bruh.
there with them.
I say this. I
Shout
say
out to
this
you,
all the
Ice.
time about Ice-T. Like you could tell his development, where he started and what he was doing to what he's doing now. You could see clear elevation in his acting game. Like you know what I'm saying. There was some that was just but that's him in the role. He got the role, but then I just felt like he just kept trying to evolve and get better and get better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hats off to that guy.
I agree. I think it was always the role, though. I think when he got Ricochet, he was dope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
When he got New Jack City, he was dope. He was
yeah,
Ice, but playing that, that's that New York shit. You know what I'm saying? He was
yeah.
dope. Like, he wasn't whack. And, I mean, I know people who feel a way about how he raps where they don't feel like he's dope. And I disagree. I feel like it doesn't matter. You sell records, bro. If you don't like it, it's just not your cup of tea. That don't mean it's
Man,
not dope, motherfucker.
Man, if you not a follower or a supporter of Ice-T and you just go off of just 6 in the morning and Cop Killer and stuff like that, they don't know him or his history. He was a hip hop guy, like you said. Like hearing him
He
rap
is
back in
a
the
hip
day.
hop guy. He is
Right,
a
right, right,
solid
right.
1,000.
So people can't go off of that. And his rhyming skills to me is still relatable. It's
He got a
relatable.
pen, is what he got.
Facts, bruh. Facts. Yeah,
He
I
got a
mean,
pen. He can't front on Ice. I mean, you might not like his whatever. He ain't got top 10 hits like Snoop because he don't write like that. He don't write he Snoop write the so nursery rhymes sell, bro. I mean, it's easy to
yeah,
say.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
give it to him in a nursery rhyme style. I'm not saying Snoop is a nursery rhymer. I'm saying he can give it to you. I mean, who could say for shizzle my nizzle? Like, what is that?
yeah.
That's
No,
low ball cartoonish almost. He come with that,
no
like,
doubt.
and he make you
And the
feel
hip
good
hop
saying it.
yeah, and the history of, and people go back and really pay attention to the history of Ice-T. They'll know. Like the real ones, real hip hop heads will know. Basic people is just gonna continue to be basic. They don't look, they won't look, and they won't, oh, okay, you know what? He came from this to that, and he just got better. He got better lyrically, he also got better acting wise. You know what I'm saying? It just goes without saying. And a
This dude is a
businessman
rock and roll
on
front
top of
man,
that.
dude. He a rock and roll singer, dude. He can tour it just as a
For
rock
sure.
singer.
No doubt.
Cop killer,
No doubt.
blah 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 blah. Man, what?
Yeah. So
Dude, when you can
how
have
did
that
you
many
link up?
personalities. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say how did you link up with Death Row though? Because your credit there should be celebrated as well. Like, behind the scenes guy needs to be celebrated. So what was that story like back then?
Well, what happened was, so I did this things with Ice, and then I'd stop fucking with the whole rap shit. Really, I was a DJ, so I was still doing all the parties and doing all the DJing, but I wasn't. People get it mixed up. I was never Ice T DJ. He was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
rapper. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, I wasn't his DJ. He was my rapper. I called him to come
Hmm.
and be my voice. No
Hmm.
disrespect or nothing. It's all that's what it was. Eric B
Right.
and Rakim. Look at the record label. It says what it was. So
Exactly.
when I moved forward, I started. I was a DJ. I am a DJ, but I was also first position DJ for employment. So I'm getting all
Hmm.
this work from these big producers because now they saw me in the Shaka Khan "I Feel for You" video as the DJ, and they know that I was a real DJ who did these records with Ice and blah blah blah. I'm part of hip hop. I'm the only scratcher around,
Yeah, yeah,
literally, in Hollywood.
yeah.
So I'm starting to work with Quincy, Low Silas Jr., all the way to Weird Al Yankovic, bro. I done scratched. I made a living doing that and then
Hmm.
playing clubs. I wasn't interested in getting a record deal or none of that shit. I was a
Right,
Billboard
right.
reporting DJ. I'm a
Yeah.
DJ. I get more money than you producers, and I play at a club, 1,500 people a week. I play Paradise. I'm the closing DJ. I wasn't the early DJ. I was the closer. And I had my own room in the back if I wanted to come early.
Yeah.
So all of that was from the work. So I started to want to be an R&B singer because I noticed while I would go do this work, I'd see that their budgets and studios were way nicer. They had SSL mixers and shit, and the rappers didn't have shit. The budgets were 100,000 for the rappers, and the R&B singers is getting 350,000 minimum.
No doubt.
So
No
I
doubt.
made an R&B group,
Yeah.
and we went and got a deal. My
Yeah.
boy knew what I was trying to do, and he was like, "Man, look, I'm gonna put you with." I met Dr. Dre. I know what you do, and he was talking about he wants one of my best friends growing up. I met him right after I graduated from high school, and Dave Jaquette. Shout out to Dave, party
Hmm.
man. So this dude brought Dr. Dre to my house. I'm taking out the trash one day, and this dude hit the corner. Then the convertible slant nose Porsche banging "No More Lies." There, I'm like, oh, that's Dre. No, I looked in the car. I see my boy. I said, oh, that's
Hmm.
Dave. Like, you know how
Hmm.
you know the person, one person in the car, that's who in the car.
No
So then
doubt.
I didn't even see Dre. He hit the corner bang, and then I noticed the song, and I looked. I said, oh, that's Dre. So then he introduced himself, and we met. And then my boy Dave was real quick with it. Like, look, man, he looking for somebody to do what you do. Take him upstairs. So I said, come on, man, let's go upstairs to the room. So we went in my living room. I had ESQ1 keyboard set up with an S900 sampler. I didn't have a drum
Hmm.
machine or none of that. But I had my drum sounds. I was making them. I found out the sampler had more sampling time and a better sample rate, and you could really get parts in there. So I used that, and I could trigger
Yeah.
it with the piano thing. So he walked in. I got my setup and shit in S10. So I hit play. Boom, beat come on. He's like, oh shit, you did that with this? I said, yeah. So he's like, man, you hired, like right there. I said, well,
Like
wait,
that.
I got an R&B group, and so I played some of my music. I said, I'm not gonna go and lead him. I said, you got to sign my group, dude. So he said, okay, I'm gonna sign your group to Ruthless. So Poor Broken Lonely, we didn't have a name. He signed the group, so he gave us that name, Poor Broken Lonely. So we made an album on Ruthless, and as I'm working on my record, I thought Dre comes. He loves how I work. He's there every day, and I'm recording in this little cool spot with a like a Harrison board in there. It's where so you cut on one thing and you mix on something else.
Right,
So I'm
right.
tracking my shit over here. Got a great little room. We used to call it the fire station. Shout out to Jeff Goodman. That was my boy. He owned it. He's the engineer now. He works with Afex. He's
Okay.
the Oral Exciter people. He's over there with them right now. Send me one. So anyway,
Right.
send him one too. We both need an Afex
Hey,
Oral Exciter,
there
Jeff.
you go.
So anyway, we go to oh, so he signs my group, and then he starts coming over to my sessions because I told them if I sign with you, this is who I want to work with. I want to work with Ernie Isley, and I want to do a song with Michelet. So I did 4 songs with Ernie Isley, played guitar on my shit. Oh, it was great. You know,
Hmm.
he's Jimi Hendrix, right? You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
him and
yeah.
Jimmy. You know, it's the same. Like
Just
it's
pure
literally
energy,
the same.
talent, all that
It's
shit. Right.
he's Jimmy. They
No
play
doubt.
identical. I don't know who
It's,
taught who, but they play the same. So
yeah, bro.
especially that do. You from the Bay. I don't even got to tell you. What am I
I'm
talking about?
already knowing.
So
I'm already knowing.
anyway, yep, I
Yep.
can say less. So anyway, he goes, all right. So he come over for the sessions with Ernie, and then after I finish, he wants you to finish this one song, Funky Bob. We're gonna put that as a single. So I said, okay, we're gonna mix it over here. So he comes with me to the studio that I'm mixing at. He never been there. It's Can-Am Recording, right? So I said, come on, man, let me show you something. He told me he was working at Audio Achievements, and I saw what kind of board they had, and he was telling me when they mix, it's like 6 dudes on the board with both hands. Everybody got a fader, breakdown, clack, and if somebody missed, you got to go back and do it again. I said, let
Mm-hmm.
me show you something, man. It's called automation. He sat down. First, he looked at the board. It's almost shaped like a curve. He's like, this is like an airplane cockpit. He had never seen nothing like this, right?
Yeah.
I said, watch this. I hit a button. All the faders start doing the sine wave. Shh. He's like, they moving by themselves. I said, bro, you don't need nobody to touch no faders, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is, I've been working on these since 84. So he's like, oh. And that's how he became the Dr. Dre post NWA. But not only that, I said, look, man, we had just done something for Boys in the Hood where we sampled Johnny Guitar Watson or something like that. And I was like,
Okay.
bro, these samples, they gotta go, dog. Uh,
Yeah.
we still Ruthless, but we like Death Row now. We in between because we left.
Right,
We
right.
had a big ass, you know, it was all because of my contract, why they broke up too. Nobody knows that. My group was
Really?
getting, yeah, Poor Broken Lonely. Eazy-E lied and told Dre that Poor Broken Lonely had a $1.5 million deal. He told him it was 500,000, and he paid him half.
Really?
And so he got 250,000, but it was 750 left. No, he got 250,000. It was 1.2 million left.
Yeah.
And so when he found that out, that's what he. So I'll tell you the story later about how that breakup went down. But um, so uh, we, he says, okay, he come to Can-Am, and now, you know, they was tripping too because I'm like, I'm finna spend. It was $1,500 a day for Can-Am, and I needed it for
Mm-hmm.
a week. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
God damn, that's almost but he didn't realize I had that budget. My budget was
Yeah.
bigger than a rap budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he loved Can-Am. He learned to work for SSL. They rented that bitch out for 3 years. I showed him the studio. I took him there. He never been there before. So that's really my main contribution to what Dr. Dre does. Introduction of the solid state logic console mixing system. As
Well,
opposed to
you.
teaching anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
never did that.
Well, you took that and what I'm saying, kind of forged your own career clearly, but I'm still blown away by just because I remember Poe Broken Lonely. I remember seeing it on like mass heads
Deep
of like,
cover.
yeah, bruh. Like I remember that, but bro, you gotta expand a little bit on just the
Oh, I
breakup as
love it.
much as
He
you
said,
can.
back it
Please
up. Go
do.
back to that
Please do.
R&B shit.
Please do.
So check this out. We did 2 albums. We were signed with Ruthless, right? So watch this.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even have a name. So Dre used to love. Dre is a party animal. He's a good time dude. I don't know what they be doing at them other things, but these are
Yeah.
grown up parties where kids can play dominoes and shit. We in the pool. We play. You know, it's regular. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't go behind closed doors at anybody else's house. So I don't know what the fuck is happening if they in a room with
No
the
doubt.
door closed. I don't even
Right,
care.
right,
That's not my
right,
business. That's why the door is
right.
closed. So no, there wasn't no. I've never been to no closed door parties like that. You see what I mean? So we
Mm-hmm.
out at a pool party in Banning. He's like, "Come on, it's near Palm Springs." He's like, "Come on out here." So Stacy, the homegirl Stacy Brand, she's actually the reason why we're close like that because we were playing a domino tournament and Dre and I ended up partners. We got all the way to the end and we lost at the end by 5 points and the loser had to jump in the pool. So we,
Mm-hmm.
after the end of the day, it's nighttime now. We have been in the pool all day. Ain't nobody getting in that dirty ass pool. It's fucking
Yeah.
fucked up. It's been a pool party. You could be semen in that motherfucker now at this
Yeah,
point.
and
So
more.
yes. So I looked at him and he had a brand new vet. We shot out to the vet, hopped in the vet and drove to Palm Springs and hit the strip. But it wasn't nothing happening. So we turned around and went back, jumped in the motherfucking pool. But he fucked up his knee. His knee is fucked up to this day because of that shit. He banged his knee on some shit on the curb, on the bricks.
Wow.
He had a limp for a long time. It's funny how you impact people physically. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, that was how we got the name Poor Broken Lonely. He sat there at the domino table. He said, I always wanted a group to be called this. I said, the only way we can be that is if we put a question mark at the end. That part. And
Mm-hmm.
so he said, okay. So I said, okay, there go my question mark. So
There it is.
uh, I wrote all those tracks and produced all the songs on the first album and developed Ruben RC as my vocalist. I felt like he was like a young version of Stevie Wonder or really Steve Arrington to me because he had this kind of off key, on key thing. He had his own, like Sade, people used to say she was off pitch, but she wasn't. She had her
Yeah,
own
but he
pitch.
had a lot of power in his vocals too, though. Like
He
he
could
was a
do a
powerful
lot.
guy.
He
Yeah.
got falsetto. That boy is bad. He's still a bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
saw he was Donny Hathaway is more of what he was. Donny
Mm-hmm.
Hathaway with falsetto. So I mean, I watched him sing this Christmas live once, and I didn't even know he could do that shit. I was
Yeah,
like, damn,
bruh.
you good, bro.
Crazy.
I'm glad you was with me. We still got some shit coming too. Watch this. We made a whole album for Aftermath at my house. We never turned it in.
Wow.
So
Just
it was gonna be
on a
RC's solo album, but you was a Pope Broken Lonely album.
yeah, yeah.
So as I was saying earlier, I alluded to how Ruthless disbanded. Easy and Dre broke up because of that situation. Dre actually told him in my presence. We were at Arsenio Hall show for the Michelle was performing Something in My Heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we all sat together in a row and they had me. I was in between Dre, Eazy. It was Dre. I think it was Ren, Dre, me, Eazy, Mike Lynn, and the other Yella, something like that. We was mixed in the middle. It kept saying NWA, but it would be like me and Mike in there,
Yeah. Yeah.
on the thing, say NWA, and you got me.
Yeah.
I'm not in NWA. But they were talking, so I was kind of leaning back. Actually, I ended up switching with Dre so he could sit next to Eazy or something like that. And he clearly told Eazy, he said, I got to look out for Dre, man. I'm out. Right there, sitting right there at the Arsenio Hall show.
Wow.
And after that, would have came the stories about bats and shit. And so that's
Yeah.
how connected I am with Death Row. There was no name. So then, Dr. Dre and excuse me, Dr. Dre and the DLC, they get a publishing deal for $1 million. Words and music, half and half.
Mm-hmm.
I go with these guys. We was at Dre's house. He used to have a spot up in out there near Calabasas. What's that shit that start with an A? It's Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, and it's another city start with an A. He lived in that one. Him and Eazy lived
Okay.
in that. That was before Calabasas was built. It was
Yeah.
like before, it was nothing between them and Thousand Oaks. I forgot the name of that city. It's still out there. Anyway, we were at his house. We shot out to the bank. The bank was where Interscope, Bank of America, right there. The deal. They picked up $1 million check. He showed it to me. I was in the back seat. DLC and me and Dre. We rolled up, got the check, and went up to Solar. That's what they was using. Dre had told me he gonna buy Solar Studios, 250,000, and we gonna make this label called Future Shock. In the car, all we talking about is Future Shock, all the way up there. Future Shock became Death Row Records shortly thereafter, within the next 3
Right.
months. The only thing changed was the name. Like the guy, remember I told you I was at this one studio, and I had the guys that were at my studio wired up the fucking Solar Studios. Like he got a lot of shit through me done that was hella integral. Like, so if you know anything about music, when you make a recording studio, you spend your most money on cabling.
Right. That infrastructure, you're trying to make sure, like, if you start working on the infrastructure, which is everybody should do that, because if you don't have that, you ain't got nothing.
If you got sand, it's gonna sink. It better be brick.
Bam.
Or granite better, like the pyramids. People know the pyramid, the Grand Pyramid of Giza, blah, blah, blah. Do they know that the Grand Pyramid of Giza is built on the largest piece of granite on Earth that goes all the way down to the core? No, they do not. That's the only place on Earth where that shit would not crumble into the ground.
That's right.
It's too heavy. If you move that shit over 6 inches, it will fall.
Facts. Know your home. You gotta do your homework, man. That's how it is, bro. But man, so wait. So with all this that you're telling me right now, because you know I'm getting all this real game from you. So all this, and as you was migrating over to Future Shock, Death Row, stuff like that, like your relationship with Eazy back then was what?
Man, Eazy, we used to look. Eazy, backing up now, we're signed to Ruthless. First sign, boom. Every day about 6 a.m., we get a call from Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. He called my house, boom. We got a meeting every day. So my boy Mike Lynn will pick up the extension. For those of you that don't know what an extension is, there's a landline phone similar to what you see in the offices. And you can have 2 of them on the same line, but in separate rooms of the house. So he picked up the extension, and me, Dre, Mike Lynn, and Eazy-E would talk every morning. It's funny too, because he always be like, hold on. And then he said, I gotta take a shit. And then Eazy would jump off the phone, and Dre would be like, this nigga Eazy shit like a bird. Eazy would be back in 2 minutes. He was like, see? Like, how in the fuck did you just take a shit? That nigga shit like a bird. That shit was so funny. All the way up until we left. It was a great relationship, and I just didn't have one after we left. I never talked to him again, and then he passed. But I mean, you know, I wasn't part of any of that animosity about the only thing. Now, let me tell you what we did. We were signed to Epic Records through Ruthless. So when we went to Death Row, we left Ruthless, but not Epic, right? So Epic continued to put out our record, and that's why we're on the Deep Cover soundtrack, because Dre did his deal with Epic first to do the Deep Cover. We even hired some of their staff. Hank Caldwell and a few other people went to work for Dre for Death Row. So we were at Epic, and the Deep Cover soundtrack comes out. Poe Broken Lonely, right up there next to all them other names, right on the banner. Because they ready to pop us. And when we did our single, Funky Vibe, we shot a video for Ruthless, and we were fighting about some shit. And so Dre had Suge had these Death Row record jackets made, like maybe 8 of them. Him, me, Dre, all the guys in Poe Broken Lonely had one. Dre got one. Suge got one. John Payne got one. And a couple of other people. It might have been 8, maybe 10. So I wore mine in the video. On the back of this jacket, see how this says press? On the back, it said Death Row Records. In the video, I'm wearing this coat. It's like a black fireman's jacket, leather, right? It looked like a fireman's jacket. And at one point in the video, I turn around in my back, and Ruben points at Death Row, at the logo on my back. And then Mike go like this. It's still in the video.
Wow, bro. Wow.
On a Ruthless Records video. Because we was like, fuck you, we with Death Row. But we never signed to Death Row. We ended up signing with Atlantic. Jimmy Iovine kicked us out the studio after
when did Relatively Records come in? Was that after Epic or was that before?
I never worked with Relativity. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that was because I think Easy at one point in time. This is probably like after you, and that was clearly during the Death Row days because I think he
That
got
might have been
linked
a
up with.
distribution deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay,
I'm
so
not aware
bam.
of any of that. I don't know what it was.
Got
You
you.
don't have to. I'm misquoting. I'm sure,
Yeah, no doubt.
but you know,
So, all right, so relative. Oh, no, sorry. Aftershock, Death Row come in. Dre, DOC, all that stuff. Your relationship with Suge was what?
that was my big brother. That dude used to like. I'd be in the car. I would be in the back seat. Suge had a 500 SEC, a big ass older Benz with a cracked windshield. We used to roll around after he dropped people off or whatever. He you know, drop me wherever I need. He was cool, man. Like a big little brother, like, you know what I'm saying? He like
Mm-hmm.
my height, but he's two of me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Physically.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I stood next to myself, I would be Suge Knight. Almost actually. Because he weighed almost 400 pounds. It was like 360 or some shit.
Wow.
Massive man. I used to wrestle with Suge every day in the studio in the booth where we did Doggy Dog World. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what's my name in that booth in Solar? I used to wrestle
Mm-hmm.
with that nigga because I weighed like 150.
Yeah.
I'm 6'6", 150. I'm a skinny motherfucker. I want to see how strong this dude is. KC
I
swing
feel
at me and catch me with one or
I feel
something like,
it.
you know
I
what I'm
feel it.
saying? Like,
No doubt.
am I gonna survive this onslaught? That nigga used to
Yeah.
flip
Hey.
me up, dude, like I was a pencil, bro. I was
Hey,
like,
for real.
how in the fuck? His hands was
Hey,
like bricks, bro.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, old linebacker guy was a UNLV, and what I mean, the Rams for a hot
Outside
minute.
linebacker, bro. He
Outside
knew how to, and he
linebacker,
was
no doubt.
quick,
No doubt.
quicker
No
than you
doubt.
expect. Like, don't ever underestimate a size. You be mistaken, my nigga.
Yeah.
Don't think little dudes always talk that shit at the court. You big, but I'm quick. Okay. Whoop.
Hey
Already
man,
stole.
I know a bunch of
I'm
little
dunking the
dudes
ball.
that's little dudes that can't run for shit, bro. So I know, and
Little
even big
dudes ain't
dudes,
quicker than a big quick dude will fuck you up.
real quick,
How
bro.
about that?
Real quick,
He
real
he a
quick.
little.
Hey
I
man, so
just
you,
seen a dude 6'5", 6'6", 280 run a 4.18.
that's
Bruh.
real. That's real. That's real. I
Ain't
mean,
no little dudes out there breaking them records. They not built for that shit.
nah, don't underestimate that, bro. Like, size
Yeah.
will shock you in more ways than one.
It's
You
sure.
know what I mean? So
So we had a great relationship with that, and I Suge Knight was Suge Knight. I mean, he was on our side until he wasn't.
yeah, I mean, and also as a death row guy, bro, I just feel like they're I mean, throughout history, you just feel like, man, if you didn't fumble that would have just been something special, man, that everybody could have benefited from for years on end.
Yeah, it was. You know, I don't want to. I don't. So I never really considered like fumbling. I always look at it like, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay, so I always look at it like, it really, like, I saw he was, when I met Suge Knight, I met him out in front of, it was Agura Hills, that's the city. I met Suge in front of Dre's house at Agura with Charles. Charles was our bodyguard, Charles White. He was with the DOC, they rolled up. Suge used to wear suits all the time and come up with Doc. He was his personal bodyguard because
Yeah,
Doc would get himself in trouble. He'd drink and, Suge would get him out. So we
yeah,
knew Suge as a guy who was not fucking around. He was going, he'd get you out of trouble, like, nigga.
yeah.
So he was cool. He never was a threat. He helped us get out of Ruthless, right? That's why we let him do. Doc brought him and was like, this dude could help.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing was, absolute power corrupts absolutely. It really does.
Facts.
And I saw that
Facts.
shit go down. It was so much money that it became like the movies, like crooked cops with security. Allegedly, there was cocaine on tour buses. Allegedly, cats went to jail like Ron Brown and Hernandez is the dude who's in Training Day, who was our head of security. Like, what does
Yeah.
that tell you? The Training Day
Yeah.
cop that got killed by the Russians was head of security for Death Row.
Right.
So it was my mom used to tell me at the time that she felt like I was a drug dealer, it wasn't safe, and that I should not do music.
Damn, bruh. Damn.
I was a dope dealer, so I had to stop with Death Row. When there was let's just say a close friend of mine that I'm gonna leave his name out, his life got threatened while we were on tour in Hawaii, and so I convinced him to leave with me right after the show and not hang out to the next day, and saved his life. He don't know it. And then after that, I never went back to Death Row because they're killers. They were. A few
Yeah.
people passed. The killers were killed. Like, there were real killers, allegedly.
Damn, bruh.
And it was, bodies being found on Greenleaf with their fucking heads cut off, or being shot up at the stop sign. Rest in peace, Heron. Like, Heron, the one who told us to shake spot.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He said, you should leave Hawaii, bro. They finna get your boy. All right, Heron. Thanks, man. Come on, man. Let's go.
Damn.
So,
That's wild, bro.
and if they was gonna get him, I would have gonna be near him. And God wasn't having that.
Yeah. So you moved in and moved out in certain situations where, clearly it got you that aftermath and phone tap in your credit where it came to that. So tell the people how that came to be.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. So when I came back from that Hawaii trip, I let them know I wasn't gonna be returning to no Death Row, nothing. I wasn't going to the offices, wasn't going to the studio, nothing. I'm out. All I had got was a few $1,000s. Never got no royalties or nothing. They was taking my shit. They come with some dudes, came and took all my furniture and shit, threatening me and shit, tried to kidnap me and all that kind of shit. Psycho Mike, Country Owl, these cats, Lip Dog, they acting on whatever. They might be acting on their own, whatever. But, green lights seem to go red when you get around nearby. You know what I'm saying?
No
all
doubt.
of a sudden. So, and it was a blessing from the Lord who looks out. I mean, shit, bro. Jesus is king, man, and it ain't no joke. You'll see.
Yeah.
So, and he's a gangster. He not no, bro. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. Shout out to the Most High, Lord Jesus Christ.
Indeed.
I
There
don't
you
feel
go.
Muslim or anything. I'm no offense, man. I love you, and I love that. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm
No, you good, bro. You good.
So, so aftermath, I left and I was done with Dre because I always felt like there was another incident that happened in front of my house, and I said some things that I probably should not have said. You don't, but I'm not one to, mince words when you threaten. You know what I'm saying? It come right back. I grew up on 64th Street. I'm on the border of Inglewood family and Roller 60 Crip.
Okay.
And it's a quiet zone. You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a border. It's a no-go
Got
zone.
you.
Like,
Got you.
they don't fuck with us, bro. They know these people over here is not having that. Somebody tried to rob us one time, bro. Came with that shit. We took his gun. My boy shot him 3 times.
Damn.
There was a little struggle, scuffle, but it was like, dude, we not just because we parents got money and shit. We don't mean this punks over here. Like, we don't start no trouble, but we don't want no trouble.
No, we got something for you if it comes down to it. So I got you.
Yeah. So as I living in this area and growing up around these things that they're doing is not really. I don't have no fear because I got God. I'm like, I'm watching cats throw punches past my face and shit to each other. They're not fighting me. So it's like, but aftermath became, my boy Mike Lynn called me up. I said, I'm not messing with none of them because I felt like at the top it's all of them. It ain't just this guy because somebody got to empower that guy. It's called enabling.
Right.
So I left, and then shortly after Dre left. And then, the whole shit went down, the rumored things with Suge and Tupac and Sam Snead and all that happened. So my boy Mike Lynn called and said, man, we over here with this new label, it had no name. And Dre, once you come over, you should come over. Nah, man, that shit ain't gonna be safe. No, it's different, which it was totally different. But I was like, nah, it's gonna be the same shit. And them, they from Compton. I'm on that shit, right? Like I've been with Ruthless and this. I'm not doing three
Yeah,
times.
yeah. I'm
Shame
not
on
doing
me, nigga. No.
a for real.
So I was like, I need this much money. I need this much for equipment. I tried to get a nigga big ass numbers that I thought at the time, was like equivalent to that shit with Breakin. Like I'm getting 100 and something thousand just to come over there to start working for a paycheck every day. Every week I get a salary. This is
Yeah.
like signing bonus money. Like, okay, you gonna do this? I didn't think about asking for $1 million. If he would have gave it to me if I'd have asked, I just didn't think that. So
Mm-hmm.
he did all that, and then I got there. So then I'm happy. I got a house. I'm over here. Got a new wife. It's trickery, bro. When you fall in the corporate world, they want you to get married. They want you to get all these chains on you, so you can't quit. You're obligated. You
Right.
trapped. And now
Right.
they can talk shit to you and not promote you because you can't quit. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but I just wasn't. Luckily, I didn't fall into that kind of corporate thing. I was always the
Yeah.
guy next to the guy who he
Yeah.
needed, or he liked to work with, or whatever his reasoning was.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody could have did what I did, but I have my input. Like I do a lot of little things. Like I like certain types of drums, or I like certain types of samples. Like I'm the guy. Like everybody talks about phone tap, but I did Firm Fiasco as well. And Firm Fiasco, if you listen to the string arrangements and all that shit, I was the one who introduced him to Charles Aznavour. I'm the one who did that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas didn't
Wow.
know that. They didn't do know that in hip hop, bro. It was
Yeah.
new to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then to be able to replay those parts, we didn't sample anything, and we altered
Mm-hmm.
them ever so much that they weren't exactly the same. But that's arrangements. Beauty is beauty, bro. If you're gonna do this, this is what we do. Because my
Yeah.
image, I didn't want to do what New York did for New Yorkers, their version of mafia music. I had an idea of mob music in my mind, and the firm
Mm-hmm.
was a mob. So that's where Firm Fiasco and Phone Tap came from that. And
Got
then
you.
also it's a song called Firm Family. Those were Firm Family was also conceptually, I was always like, we need to do Come On Sexy Mama. And so
Yeah.
bang. So anyway, um, so I'm doing all of this, and it's cool, whatever. And then we start working on this. We would go and do. We were working on King T's album in '98, right
Mm-hmm.
around the same time as the firm, or before, maybe even a year, or it's either then or a year. It's right around '98,
Okay.
before I had my brain surgery in September. So sometime yeah, it was in the spring too, because I remember wearing cold gear. It was cold, but not
Mm-hmm.
snow really. It might have been some snow.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in April or March '98. We go and we make I make what becomes Hello and Explosive. Hello for NWA and
Mm-hmm.
Explosive for Dre's album. Because we're working on King T's album. I made both of those beats for his album.
Right. Okay.
And
Okay.
and then Dre just, he got beats, he pulls them up. Oh, what's that? Somebody like, I love it. Get on that. That's going on the Chronic too. That's how it worked. He own all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's on his tape. If he got the tape, I should have took
Yeah.
my tape.
You've been around this. So let me ask you. You may not know this, but let me just ask anyway. So you were okay. The firm richly entrenched. I feel like when Dre transitioned, became Aftermath, started doing his thing. He was looking for something different. After Ruthless, like you mentioned, after Death Row, he was looking for what I'm gonna change the landscape, but also still initiate just a lot of creativity. So the firm was born. You mentioned King T working on his project. I also remember Don Robinson was signed, Firm Biz. She was a part of that. Why did some of this never come out, bro? Like why Don didn't come out with stuff? Why
So now
I
that's funny you mentioned
what
Don
happened?
Robinson. So with Dawn, so I was instrumental in that deal too. What happened was my manager managed her as well.
Okay.
And he came in and he negotiated. He introduced me to a lawyer and renegotiated my deal with Dre. So that's how
Yeah.
they kind of met. And then he told Dawn, you need to do this. You know, we need to sign. We was gonna give her, I think, $2 million or $1 million, whatever. And so we did the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out. So I still, my business partner is still the one who was managing Dawn at the time. His name is C
Okay.
Major. Shout out to C Major. He's from the Bay too. He's from the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
So uh, Dawn will go to the studio. They rent a studio, Studio 2000 a day, and they would wait on Dre. And Dre never would show up. Like
Damn.
he would send other people. They was like, we here to work with Dre. He never sent me, but they were
Yeah.
like, we here to work with Dre. Like, where's Dre? So the firm thing came about. I don't even know how that happened. I gotta ask Chris again, but some kind of way they ended up on Trackmaster's track. I think Jimmy hooked it up with Steve Stout, some kind of shit.
Right. Right.
So she did that. But like even with that, I think they wanted to lay on the money naked or lay on the money or lay on this money on the bed, and she didn't want to do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so, oh, I'm gonna tell you what happened, truthfully. So Dre worked with her once, and he wanted her to be what Mary J. Blige is. He wanted her to be more street with her mouth. He was even writing curse words in, and she was like, I'm not gonna do that. And so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a turn off. He was like, okay, well,
Um,
that's what I want. I want a Mary J. Blige that's fine, that can blow.
got you.
And that's what
Got
happened
you.
with Dawn.
Okay. That makes.
King T, he fell into the realm of there's a thing in LA. We used to make our own records and put them out. Like I told you, I had platinum record before anybody,
No
any of
doubt.
them dudes in LA. I
No
got
doubt.
me and Ice-T got platinum in '84. Them cats are still in elementary school or junior high school, some shit like that. Ice, I'm 63. Dre just turned 61. I'll be 64. So 3 years when I'm, what was I, 20? He was 17. He was in
Mm.
high school. I got a plaque while he was in high school. You understand?
That's it.
So from that, it was like King T fell into what he also had records before.
Mm-hmm.
He was with Capitol. He was already pretty much on his way to legend status in LA just because Biggie had come and lived with him and stole his style and blew up with it. You know that, right? You know that story?
100%, bro. I know that story.
So him and Puff, they lived with the nigga. He stole his baby, baby. That's King T. So anyway, King T, after we finished or got into getting his record, maybe it was completed. What he tells me from his mouth is that he was impatient and he wanted to leave and take his shit somewhere else and put it out.
Damn,
And so
bro.
Dre said, you can leave, but the music gonna stay here. And so he said he gave him some money and he let him leave.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I call a victim of impatience, because Dre used to tell me, why you care if you're getting a check? Personally, everybody wants to be famous, so they want their shit to come
No
out.
doubt.
They don't want just the money.
Right.
And so that's the problem. But niggas don't want to admit that shit.
Yeah, you're right. Now I just saw all that as curious, and I'm gonna go backwards real quick before I ask you about the current state of DJing in this era of music. But and I forgot to ask Cube this when I interviewed him a long ass time ago. So since you were in that realm between, you know, Death Row, Ruthless, not just that beef, but then like a possible reunion somewhere in between that was supposed to be a Dre and Cube Helter Skelter album, right? So, I remember the source back in the day. I remember they said that there were like two songs that was done. One was called Give Me 50 Feet, and another one was called You Can't See Me. Now, I never asked Cube this when I interviewed him years, but I'm asking you since you've been around. Was that album one ever gonna come out? And two, is there like hidden songs somewhere that we'll never hear to this day of that project that was being made between Dre and Cube?
Yes and yes. But what happened was something happened. I don't know what. We were making Helter Skelter. Sam Snead had done some beats. We recorded Natural Born Killers. That was for Helter
Right,
Skelter.
right,
So Natural Born Killers was like the single.
right.
And they even put it on that, and they still was going to do Helter Skelter. Funny story, how Helter Skelter came about. Here go one of them. So this is what I be talking about. So watch this. Remind me Helter Skelter story. because I'm adrift for a sec.
All
So
right.
I keep telling people I'm not. I'm me.
Okay.
I'm just me. But sometimes there's an element. So if you have uh, a nuclear device and you add me to it, it goes exponentially,
Okay.
right? But if you have dynamite and you add me to it, it just blows up. It
Yeah.
don't
All right. I got.
become the same nuclear
I got you.
because the other person is the device. I'm what you call an activator, right? I'll make you go bigger because I'm there. I'm a little piece.
Yeah.
I'm like the detonator part,
Yeah.
but it's integral, right? All this other shit is the bomb. They did all that. But like on California Love, they did all that. All I did was play this little keyboard part. Bling.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I made it up and
Mm-hmm.
I played it. That's the detonator. It made it into the Dre shit. It took it away from Knick Knack Paddywhack.
Right.
Dre liked it, he kept it. That means that it was approved.
True.
It's not just me. You know what I'm saying? It's like this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. I'm an instrument. So watch this. Helter Skelter. We go one day, we're working, me and Dre. And Jimmy Iovine pulls. I think we at the house playing domino. Jimmy Iovine comes and says, "Hey, I want you to meet Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails because he signed to Interscope too."
Right.
So Dre go, "Come on, man, roll with me." So I'm like, "Okay." So we go meet Jimmy, hop in the limo, and go all the way up to Beverly Hills. And as we're going up the hill in the street, I'm noticing where we're going, and I'm like, "Yo, this street, this the way to that house where Charles Manson killed all them people." And Jimmy turns around and goes, "Oh, you know about the Manson murder house?" And we started talking about this shit. Dre didn't even know what we were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started talking about it. Da, da, da. He vaguely knew Manson. So we get to this house. This nigga Trent Reznor then built a studio in the Charles Manson Sharon Tate LaBianca murder house.
Get out of here.
Sharon Tate's house.
Wow.
He got a studio in the living room. So we pull up to the gate. Now, let me tell you, I had seen this movie called Helter Skelter
Mm-hmm.
with Victor Bulgoski or whatever. I was young. I was on TV on Channel 13 on the weekends, kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had seen this movie, Helter Skelter, about Charles Manson. So I'm up in there going, I know what happened in this bitch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm looking around. We pull up to the gate. So I know it was a body found by the gate. I'm looking over right. There's the green, the gate slide. I'm like, there was a body right there. So we go inside. We walk in the house. So my mind is not on what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking around the house looking, and I'm like, this is a simple little house, the living room, and there was a door to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't contain myself. I used to every now and then I would just say some shit out loud, right? So this is Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, Trent Reznor, and this guy, right? I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck do I open my motherfucking mouth for, right? Watch this. So I go, I'm looking at this door. And so I go, they talking, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not giving a fuck. I'm like, "Hey, Trent, is this the door where they wrote pig in blood on?" And he goes, "Oh my God, you know what happened here?" And he starts with a whole tour. He's like, "Yeah, this is the door. Watch this." And he opened the kitchen. That's where the girl was laying, where the fork was in her stomach, and the baby, and they killed her, and the baby was making the fork move. Then he go over here. They found 3 bodies over here. Come outside. And he showed us the whole murder tour.
Wow.
So when we leave, Dre, like, I told him about the movie Helter. They heard me. I said, "No, I know about this because of Helter Skelter movie, blah, blah, blah." And Dre had never heard of that shit. Again, I introduced him to Helter Skelter, literally. So we leave there, and Dre, like, we need to rent Helter Skelter. So we go to Blockbuster, and we get Helter Skelter. Now, I remember that movie being fucking scary and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And all kind of shit. Like when he walk into the courtroom, everybody watch stop and all this shit, right? Victor Bugosi, he was vampire. So I'm ready for a movie, right? I remember as a kid, right? It came on like 72 or something.
Yeah.
Nigga, that movie come on, about halfway through, we all sleep. It's a courtroom drama. And we
What?
smoking weed, nigga. We fell asleep on that bullshit. But that's how the Helter Skelter concept. We was all hyped. Nigga was got hats made. Oh shit. And then Doc, the DLC, he broke up with Dre, got mad and stole the name and put out his own Helter Skelter album. And so that's
I
when Dre
remember
was
that.
like, well, fuck it. And see, Suge did the same shit. He put out his own Chronic too. So Dre
Right.
called this shit 2001.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's a crazy deep story. So you're basically saying that Cuban Dre has multiple songs that we'll never ever hear somewhere in a vault somewhere from that project that never came to light.
That dude Dre got so many songs in his vault that you will never hear. Not in our lifetime, maybe. Well,
Bruh. That's wild, bruh. That's wild. But look, man, your storytelling skills is
I got lost.
is very, very good, bruh. Listen, you still got me, right? You hear me?
Yes.
All right.
But I didn't
So
hear
listen,
that. I hear you
couple more
now.
questions with you, bro. Like the DJ game, the DJ game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it in this era today?
You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm not gonna be an old grumpy old dude, right? I'm in my 60s, so I'm an old dude, right? In people's head,
Okay.
I'm an old head, old dude, whatever. In my mind, I'm still 35, bro. I lift more. I bench press way more than my body weight. I fucking run faster. I don't jump anymore because I blew my Achilles dunking on somebody, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
The year that
Yeah.
everybody was raving on Michael Jordan dunking the ball, I think it was 55 or something. I had done all kind of dunks. Like, it's whatever. I'm an athlete, so I'm gonna stay that until I always ask the Lord. I want to be healthy when I die, and I don't want to die in an accident. So
Right.
I'll be old and healthy, and you get stronger, bro. You don't get weaker. Your body will decline, but you can offset some of that physically. And the brain never stops learning, bro. If you were 88 and you moved to a new street, you think you ain't gonna remember your new address, or it's just over. You can't now never remember where you live because you're 80.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that in the thing, it's like I feel like a lot of these DJs out here, man, saw me DJ and became a DJ. Whether it was Shaka Khan's
Inspired
#1
by
video, yeah. But you know,
fact.
the one thing about these cats, they never like hit you up on the sidebar like, hey, bro, you doing good? Maybe I could. These are super. Man, look, if every DJ I inspired would play my new song, I would need for nothing. You understand that? I mean, literally.
Yeah. Listen. Before you continue, let me say this because I always believe that, especially with people. When I had the opportunity to interview you, I jumped on it, and I was like, you know what, man, I gotta tell this dude I was a fan. You don't even know me like that, bro. Like, whatever I could do to provide like any kind of like platform for you to, what I'm saying, just run your resume is important. But see, here's where I think it's flawed with a lot of other people. As much as you do and did for people, and you're a giver. So it's weird that people can't even just return a favor. This man did a lot, not just for my career, but like they don't even just check in, like you said. And I just think that's the weirdest shit ever, bro. Like ever.
It's weird, right? And then the normal public will root for some motherfucker they know. Man, I was
That
just in the car with my homie and his wife, and they were talking about 50 Cent and T.I., which I don't subscribe to T. I don't do that because it's not
yeah,
good for your mental health, and it's not
yeah,
good for your input, period. Like,
yep.
the T is not, I drink coffee, bro. I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I know dudes set up chat
No
bots
doubt.
to talk shit
No doubt.
about them either. I'm just saying,
Right.
bro, it's like you got your own universe. Be the king of that shit, man. Fuck all that other shit. Leave them people alone, man. They having problems. 50 Cent ain't happy with
Listen,
that shit. He talking
if
shit.
you are the king of your own universe, anything else outside of that kingdom that you were in, you don't need to worry about. You
Matters
may
not.
look and see what the hell is going on, but you are not going to go ahead and jump in the arena into this matrix that they have going on. Let me just handle my castle and what I got going on. That to me, that's facts, bro. Like, but a lot of people don't do that. Like, and here's my take on just the DJ shit real quick, because I just feel like it's easier now for people to do it. It's not like how it used to be when you grew up doing it with the crates and the
It's
this and the,
easier to
making
drive a
sure that you.
car, brother.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's facts. You did the work when you had to drive a stick. Everybody else is doing it with an automatic right now. So
Nigga,
that is
I had to
probably the
use
best
this
way
thing
to
to crank a
come
Model
on.
T,
And the
bro.
roll up
And they
and
using a robot car. They
right,
not
right,
even
right,
driving.
right.
Auto, what's that
Fact.
button? Auto sync, bro. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something. I use that shit. If it's there, I'm using it too. Like
for
motherfuckers be
sure.
thinking it's a leveler, bro. You think a controller is a leveler, motherfucker? Do you think if they raised the basketball court to 11 feet that Jordan was not gonna still be dunking? Oh wait, what do you think gonna
It's
happen if they lowered the rim to 9 feet and now you
right,
can dunk?
right.
What you think is gonna happen when you play with Jordan? You don't got a
It's
chance, bro.
the
You're not even gonna get to that rim, bruh. You might
bro.
get
At
a
the end of
lucky
the
one
day,
off
it's
because
a
you can get to
tool.
it.
No,
You
and
know what
what
I'm
you
saying? People
gave
just,
people
man.
was you were able to come up with shit and yet put it out there to the people. It was a tool. People can
And they
still use
filmed it.
that.
People could watch it over and over.
Come on, man. Come on. That is fair. That's facts, bro. That's facts. Hey, man, what are you
There
up to
was no
now, bro?
tapes
What are you
of
doing?
DJs when I was a kid. Uh, well, real quick on the DJ front. I love all the DJs.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I really
yeah.
love? I love the ladies that are DJing and dancing. It's so cute, and they out there getting their money. I'm not so much of a Paris Hilton. A person with money becoming a DJ pisses me off. They should hire a DJ and stand there with them and maybe be on the mic and say happy things or something. Don't try to be a rapper either. Hire a rapper. Pay these
So you pay it
motherfuckers that
forward.
do this. They got jobs doing this. You taking jobs. Shaq DJing pisses me off. He just did a $500 million deal with somewhere. Fucking pay the DJs and just be Shaq with a
Just be
mic
Shaq.
or
That's
something, or
it.
stand in front of the shit. Yeah, man, you ain't got to
You
take
don't
my
you don't
job.
have to
Now
tap
I
into
can't
that
work
arena
there.
when you could.
I can't
Yeah,
work there now. Oh, we'll hire Shaq for 50,000.
yeah.
Fuck Shaq for
Yeah.
that. I need 50,000. Okay, well I tell you what. So this is how I feel. I feel like I don't care about the equipment, the skills. I love vinyl and everything coming back. They can't fuck with us. I'm faster on a controller than anybody except
100%.
Bobcat and Battlecat.
100%.
Me, Battlecat, Bobcat got the same. Anybody else can come see me. I will serve
No
you.
doubt.
I give a fuck. Vinyl, no problem. Blindfolded, no problem. No headphones, no problem. What you want? I never got in those competitions. Just like I'm like LeBron, I'm too good for them niggas. I'm not getting in that competition.
Yeah.
They'll make more money if I get in there. I'm not getting
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
that. I never
Mm-hmm.
went to DMC because I could, man, Joe Cooley know what it is.
That's
Like,
it.
we could go head up. He's still
That's
the
it.
shit. But guess what? It's other niggas that's the shit too, nigga. Don't meet at the rim. And it's a LA thing, so it's gets that competitive thing going, right? I
Very
give it to
territorial,
Bobcat. That dude he's quicker. Like, I'd have to practice to go at him.
for sure.
Anybody else, I freestyle.
No
And I'll
doubt.
come with some
No
shit I
doubt.
make up on the dot that'll
Yeah.
make them go. So DJs, they're not as creative with the music as I feel like they should be with all this stuff, you know. But I think that I just wish I got hired more as a DJ. It seems like they overlooking the old school, like as if it's we get slower, or because we're older. We My music knowledge is
Hey,
extensive.
hey, I know a few OG DJs that could get it in. You know why? Because they got the soul. Like you, Glove, you got the soul. If somebody tap in and want to hit you up, they will get a show. Not only that, they will get your soul out of it with each step of the way that you do. Because I mean, you got layers of experience, bro. But also, I mean, I'm advocating for you because I mean, not just being a fan, but you my dude. Like, it's
I
easy for
appreciate
me to
that.
say it. Go look at that man right there. Go look at his resume, and you're gonna understand why it's important for you to tap in and get this experience, bro, for real. So yeah, that's fair to say. What are you up to these days, bro? What are you doing?
So these days, I have an album. I decided I started working with some of my Dominican cousins, and they wanted me to rap. So they still wrote some Spanish raps for me, which was fucking basic.
All
So
right.
I took one of their raps. I took one of their raps and re-rapped it myself in Spanish. And they were like, oh, you really want to rap. So then they wrote me some shit. And so that was the first time that I rap. But then I noticed when they wrote it, dude had written like Def Jam something and something, boop,
Yeah.
boop, 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 a
Yeah.
bunch of East Coast. And I'm not even a New York guy. I'm not against them, but that's not me. So that's also a thing I tell people. They talk about these writers and shit, but a writer can't make a song for you unless they can channel you.
Fact.
Like Jay-Z did Still DRE. He channeled Dre. He had enough wisdom and know how to do that. But so I had to rewrite it. And as I'm rewriting these, I just changed the words around, kept kind of the pace, the flow on some, changed that a little bit. And I learned that I liked what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So on the next song that dude gave me, he wrote one verse for me, which was really for the other dude again. I rapped that
Yeah.
and I switched the parts around. What he wrote in Spanish, I changed to English, and what he wrote in English, I changed to Spanish, and it
Mm.
tripped him out. He's like,
Mm.
"How the fuck did you do that? I thought you didn't speak
Mm.
Spanish." I was like, "I got Google's Translate. I knew
Yeah.
what I wanted to say, and I looked for the words that rhyme, bro. What is? That's not that hard. I'm learning how to write at this point, right? I
Right.
haven't written that verse yet, so I rapped this first verse, and I was like, I want a second verse, and I'm not finna. I don't want to ask this. I'm gonna see if I can write something. So I said, what do these rappers do? They always take a dope line from somebody else and start their shit off
Mm.
or put it in there.
Mm.
So I said, so you want to be ballers. So I started with that line and then I wrote a whole fucking verse. It just came, right? So then I laid it down and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
this is tight. Because I had to produce it, step outside myself, mix it, get it right, get it in a spot, get it all the work done,
Mm-hmm.
see if I like it. And it's like, oh, it's standing up. Like, okay, cool. So I decided to make an album. And I got a lot to say. And so I started writing songs now. And what I do is I have this album called Red Shirt Freshman, which means that I still have eligibility. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There
you
you
know what a red
go.
shirt freshman
There
is?
you go.
NCAA, right? And it's a different, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
two-sport athlete. Like I won in production. So now I'm coming back as a golfer. I was a basketball player. Now I'm playing football. Like that's your
Love it.
eligibility. So red shirt
Love
freshman.
it.
I'm a rapper now. I never claimed to be a rapper until these last songs that I wrote feeling like a rapper.
Love it. Love it.
So what happened was, you still see me, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got
So
you. I got
after
you.
that, I put together this project. I had like 10 songs or whatever. I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is make an album, and I call it the Forever album. So it's Red Shirt Freshman, the Forever album.
Yeah.
Every piece of music that I've ever done will go on this album, all of it. And it's so it's a digital and physical. I'm gonna start doing vinyl. It'll be a collection of. So
Mm-hmm.
right now I got 45 songs. So what I do is, let's say you bought in at $20 when it was first for sale, it was $20, and you got the 12 songs. So every time I add songs, I update you. You get them for
Right.
free. So now you had 12, now you got 30. Now you
Yeah.
got 45 plus part one of my audio book. And when part two and three come out, you get that. And then all free because you already bought the album. And then
Okay.
other stuff I got, visuals, like maybe this video, whatever good interviews, they'll go on there too. And so you'll have a collection of, it's a collectible of like kind of my career. I have over 1,100 titles written for music and television. And so I'm gonna
Yeah.
put all that shit on there. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be like a $8 to $10 a song price. When it gets to be 1,500 songs, it's 1,500. What did I say? If it's 1,000 songs, it's over $1,000. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
That's
And
it.
what happens is this. So watch this. The Forever album. Let's say right now it's selling at $400. I sold one about a month
Mm-hmm.
ago. So you bought this album at $400. Now I'm starting to promote the singles, right? I'm paying to promote the song I'm gonna send you. Ball So Hard with John Legend, right? And now it's on the radio and people are starting to hear about me and now they like the music. And so now they know it's expensive. They know the whole story and people will save up for shit. Like this real hip hop. I get this whole history. This is dope. Other people should do this. I'm trying to get people to do their Forever album because watch this. You can't afford it now. It's $8,000 for my album. You can pay monthly to stream all my songs, just like Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm-hmm.
pay a monthly just to be part of the group. So now
Man, I
watch this.
love that,
When you
bruh. I
watch, I'm
love
not even
that.
done yet. You ever seen them commercials? But wait, there's more. Once you're a
Yeah.
redshirt freshman holder, you get in all my concerts for free. I got a number of tickets that I'll buy up to a point. At one point, once we got a hit and we renting out the show, we got
Yeah.
6,000 seater, 2,500, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I could give all the seats away. You know why? Because I make money. I'm renting the spot. So I got the concessions and the
Damn.
booths. Now wait, you a red shirt freshman holder. Do you sell t-shirts? Do you have a podcast? You get a free booth. All you gotta do is give me a percentage. So all the red shirt freshman holders, everybody got something for sale. You're going to
Bruh.
concert, you can only buy that nigga's merch. That's it. At my
Bruh.
concert, you got your candles over here. I want to make a moving flea market with music and cannabis.
And here's the thing. Everybody's gonna wind up eating off of it too. You're gonna invest, but also you're gonna still pay it forward and get that and get some ROI back when it's all said and done. That's fucking genius, bro. That's genius.
Watch this part. Let's say you remember back in the day when you get a record and you had this record and you told all your friends about it, right? And then a month
Yep.
later, it's on the radio at K-Day, and here this nigga comes talking, man, you heard that new shit? Like, nigga, I told you about this shit 3 weeks ago. Nah, nigga, you didn't know about this. So watch, I got an answer to that. So now you bought my record. Let's say you bought it, it was $400, and now it's $1,000. And this nigga's on it
Mm-hmm.
now. I got 2 hot singles, and you can't buy it nowhere but from me. So they say they money to
Yeah.
buy it. Bang. Hold up. Don't pay 1,000 for that. I'll sell you my copy for
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
I will give you a free copy.
Come on, bro. Come
You sell
on.
them your copy and make your money. So if
Come
you buy 10
on.
copies, I give you 10 copies back. You see how this distribution network works?
Bruh. Bruh.
But you
It's
get
a
whatever I don't get no percentage of that. You bought into this shit already, like what does she call Amway? All you gotta do is keep selling. You bought a bunch of them and you sold them. You made 4 racks off of my album and you still banging it because you bought 10 copies.
and here's why I think it's important. It gives people an opportunity to not just invest in you, but also they could be able to get their return on investment. But also it kind of spreads like that business growth type of thing that everybody else is trying to strive for, to have longevity and to leave a legacy when it's all said and done, to be able to have these different things where you're not using third party like Spotify, iHeart, whatever, Apple, whatever. You have your own distribution thing running for yourself, and anybody that's down to invest is down to invest. But if you're a business guy like me, why not invest in you? Because I have a platform that I have for 19 years that I can get some goddamn ROI off of you, bro. Like come
That's how it works,
on,
bro. We help
come
each other.
on,
And then this the other part. Watch this. You don't even this the thing about the whole thing with investing. Bro, you don't even have to like work at it. It's like it just goes.
no.
Like imagine if this was Dr. Dre or Snoop telling you this shit. You'd be out there buying this motherfucker right now. It's 5,000,
But
but you get to come in all my shows free for life if you make it on the list. Like first come, first serve. Oh, today we
that's
got
a
all the
fucking
staples.
investment,
Everybody get
bro.
in.
And you know
But
they
and it's funny
coming because
because
they invested in you, bro. You know they coming,
oh,
and they
this is the
gonna
part I
turn
wanted
up.
to say though.
Go
And
ahead.
watch this. So this is what I learned about being an artist. People, they when they buy your product, it's not because they want to buy your product, it's because they want to support you, bro.
Yep.
And if they can get a return, they're gonna support you from here. It's just something about I like your music, I like your vibe. You're tall, you're short. I don't know. I'm gonna buy your album. That's support, bro.
Yep.
That's not a sale. That's a person that's like if you say, "Hey, I need $10," they'll give you that too.
No
That
doubt.
motherfucker they support you, and like you said, why
Yeah.
wouldn't I invest
Why wouldn't
or
you do
support
it?
my
Why
other
wouldn't you
work?
do it? That is,
And that
man. That
word
is the
ROI, I
ultimate
use
win.
community instead of return of investment. I use community Because if you come here and if I charge you $1,000 for a booth, you sweating all day trying to sell that shit. If you come in with a booth with no fee and you sell $18,000 worth of shit because you got a better attitude, you give me 20%.
You just made a profit. And you got to know how to hustle. Like when it's all said and done, especially with the business that we in, you got to have some kind of, you know, you got to itch to scratch when it comes to that. You can't just sit there and let it come to you. You got to go get it. God damn,
and this
bro.
the beauty about this group. Watch this.
Bro.
It's like what you watch this. The people that are inside my community are people who will now, oh, I got my booth open. Let me go see who I can spend some money with. The same motherfuckers that's just there to make money go and circulate money. Though they know how money works. I'm gonna go spend money with your booth. I'm gonna go over here and get me cakes. I'm gonna get some popcorn. Glover's selling popcorn. I'm gonna get 10 of them. Cause you move money, people come spend money. You gotta give to get, bro. People don't understand that shit. They want to take
you can't sit still with
and take your shit, and they end up with a bullet hole at the end of their life. Or I mean, what the fuck, bro?
You got
fuck that.
Real talk.
Ain't none of that happening.
Hey, Chris,
here,
before we go, hey, where can they find you on social media, Glove?
I am Chris the Glove Taylor on Instagram. Also Chris the Glove, but if you continue to Taylor, you'll get to my larger site. I'm Chris the Glove on Instagram. I'm sorry. Also YouTube and on Facebook, Chris the Glove Taylor and DJ Chris the Glove for my page. And that's it. I have my email address, djchristaglove@gmail.com, and I'm highly responsive. I only sell my music directly from here. And just so you kind of get an idea of what I'm doing, I'm going to play this before I leave and see if you can pick this up.
Charts. Now my beats banging out in the parks. Pulling Betty out of Erafino crisp glove. Not the usual, you know I spread love. How baby mamas fly my G6 Air. Black Tom Cruise, L-Dot Blair. Sunny black, something like a tsunami. Strike quick, spread fast, baby boy, you don't know me. Crazy when you've been up since the 80s and it's 3 decades later, but you're still getting paid. Mr. Spot, I'm the leader of the underground. Record one, blowing chronic smoke all around. I'm the weekend warrior, priest king. You got my posters on the wall, cause a nigga saying, late bloomer, call me Uncle Time. 60 plus beat maker stepping up to mine.
Nasty, bro. Nasty. Nasty.
Feeling me?
Nasty.
I'm coming for it, bro. 60 plus beat maker stepping up to ride. You know what? DOC heard that song. You know what he said?
What'd he say?
Wow in big letters with flames and exclamation points.
Yeah.
And then Glasses Malone, he heard it. You know what he said? Wow with exclamation points and flames. These rappers are tripping. I was like, okay. He was like, the sample is dope as well. Made it my top of the charts. Now my beats banging loud in the parks. Pulling Fetty out of Erafino, Chris Glove. Not the usual. That means I get money out of thin air. Pulling Fetty out of Erafino. I fucking rap in different languages, bro. These motherfuckers, why don't they do that?
Man, you know
I think I'm ready for the game, man.
Yeah, you've been ready for it, bro. Like you've been ready. And I gotta close by telling you I appreciate, you know, all this time, man, because you are a wealth of knowledge. And not only that, man, you are a storyteller. And the last thing I'll leave you with, man, I don't know, because I didn't look it up, but you don't have a book out, man. I feel like you deserve one.
I have out a children's book. So what I decided to do, before I write an autobiography, I got my audio book, which is like autobiography, but it's not released. It's only on my album. And I have a children's book where I'm going to tell my life story through this children's series, The Best Chris.
There it is.
It's $10 on Amazon, Kindle, all that. or you can get a
Mm-hmm.
copy from me. Just Cash App, and then I'll sign it. It's $25 plus shipping to get that. It's more,
There
but
it
you know,
is.
it's $10 if you just want that from whatever. So
There it
yeah,
is,
it's
bro.
cool
Great.
because it starts off with how I became like got into music ish kind of.
Glove, you know what, man? I thank you for giving me this time, and thank you, man. You were my DJ hero before we even met, man. And like I said, it was easy for me to say, yes, let's get this guy on my air, bro. Let's get it in.
I
So, man,
appreciate you having me, man. I'm happy for that.
I'm gonna tag you on some IG something in a little bit, but I'm gonna give you. I already got your contacts. So I'm gonna send you mine. There's a lot that I still want to know. So we just scratched the surface on this whole thing. So we still got stuff to do, Glove. So I appreciate you, bro,
Yeah.
for real. Thank you
Oh
for all
man, I
that you
really
have
do.
done, though, man. Yeah, it's beyond that, man. Thank you for being an inspiration for a lot of people out there, myself included. So thank you, bro.
You're welcome. Yes,
I'll be
sir.
in touch,
Thank you
man.
for
I'll be in
having
touch.
me.
I'll be in touch, man. You that
Hit
guy.
Jeff, man. BTP Media to get at me. Hit Jeff, baby.
That's it, bro. That's it. Appreciate you, bro. That's my guy. If y'all don't really understand how important this is, it was like this is the longest I've had an interview or a conversation. Um, that guy has a ton of history. Like I grew up with this DJ guy, like through Ice-T and then Death Row and then Aftermath and then the stuff that he does. It's very, man, to interview this guy and for him to be able to give me some like that I didn't even know, like it's amazing. So I appreciate everybody who stayed with me. Anybody that's gonna run this back, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity that now to connect as a community. That's important for us to be able to have these conversations and stuff like that. Like this was amazing. This was like the longest and funnest little conversation I didn't have with Glove and beyond that. So I can't thank him enough. I can't thank you all enough, and the people that's going to be listening to it when you run it back. Thank you. I appreciate it. Until the next hit. I'm not doing an interview tomorrow, but I will be busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 3 straight days after tomorrow. So I'll see y'all soon. I'll be on Facebook.